Guys, this is the fourth episode of Anxiety Abroad, where I will be discussing what it's like to be a disability student in Australia and what it's like to be a disability student going to Japan. In Australia, we are covered by law that every university has to take care of all disability students, whether it's physical or mental. As a disability student with a mental disorder, so I have anxiety and depression, I have to be looked after by my uni and the university will make adequate adjustments for me, so I get extensions when it comes to assessments, I get extra time in exams, how many people are in my exam room, whether or not I can exercise. So by law, the university and their professors have to look after me simply because I'm a disability student, and made aware to the university that I have problems that will affect my study in university. However, this is not applicable when I go to Japan. When I go to Japan, I will not get those things that I take for granted when I'm in Australia. In Japan, they do not have disability laws as like in Australia in particular. So this will be a university professor to professor case where it is more likely I get those adjustments done if the professor is younger than if the professor is of an older age. This is simply because Japan doesn't have an idea of how disability affects a student's learning, whether or not if it's a physical or an internal disability. However, while I kept in mind, as well as my exchange coordinator kept in mind, the fact that because Japan does not have the laws for disability students, unlike in Japan, we've made our own sort of adjustments so I can be prepared while I'm over in Japan. These include breathing exercises, which I've done in my psych sessions, as well as just keeping post-it notes when things are due, asking friends to remind you when things are due. When it comes to taking public transport, I know that with Tokyo, especially the sort of Tokyo rush hour where everyone crams into a train is a nightmare, where I can't really do because I have panic attacks when I'm in enclosed spaces. We've looked up alternative sort of train routes where I don't have to deal with the Tokyo morning rush hour as per se, so that's taken care of. And I know that having all these adjustments where it's frustrating that you can't sort of get them and getting recognised without being discriminated in Japan or those countries where they don't have the disability laws in your home country is very frustrating, but you have to learn with adjustments if you know. That my exchange advisor actually made reference to the fact that there is no disability laws in Japan, unlike in Australia. We have made these adjustments where I can use these outlets while having a fair go of going on exchange abroad. I can easily tell that it might be uneasy for those who have a mental illness especially, or a physical disability. I know it can be frustrating, but you can have adjustments put in place, so although it might be difficult for you to do uni assessments over there, exams, whatnot, you can easily make alternative adjustments while accommodating the fact that they don't have those laws. But I'm not going to detail away from knowing the fact that while I'm in Japan, they won't have those laws, so will be probably discriminated against. But having said that, it's an adventure of a lifetime. So if you're in a situation where your host country does not have disability laws, try and find accommodating sort of outlets so you can actually still go and have fun. And I know that probably it won't be best for you if you're that in the situation where, because of the country, that they don't recognise your disability or they do not have disability laws, and you find that quite distressing and you can't cope, I suggest try and find another country to go and study abroad so you won't have to deal with a lack of disability laws. But if you still want to go to that particular country, for example in Japan, still go, try and find sort of coping mechanisms or ask your university about it so they can help you on your way to go overseas. I hope you liked this episode of Anxiety Abroad, and the next Anxiety Abroad will be taking place on my first day in Japan. So give me a like, a comment and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos. If you have any ideas for any future episodes of Anxiety Abroad, please don't forget to tweet me, ask me on Tumblr, any of my social medias, as well as comments, so I can have ideas what you guys want to know about having a mental illness and going on exchange to Japan.